Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 4, and today is going to be a bit shorter than the past few sessions, mainly because, well, we're not in a dungeon. So today we're going to be going, and pretty much just be going out with Naoto, as we have been.
Senpai?
Nothing really surprising about that, or there shouldn't be if you'd watched this Let's Play prior to the last dungeon, but if you have not, yes, it's a good idea to max out your social link with Naoto as soon as you possibly can, due to the kind of restriction going to be coming up here in November.
Yes.
At least I think it's in November that is the last chance before you can, you know, not talk to Naoto again. I worded that very badly, I'm sorry, but you got the point there. At some point in November, you can no longer level up her social link. That was the vague bullet point I was trying to get across. It is very lonely here with nobody. No welcome back, no welcome home, just very depressing music. You open the fridge, it looks the same as ever inside. This just seems like a very depressing place to come home to with nobody home. Yeah, it's not a fun thing to have happen, guys. If you ever came home to an empty house, it is depressing. Unless you're in college, going home to your dorm room, and then you're probably, well, let's just say you're probably intoxicated and probably don't care one way or the other. But now, since we're not able to be intoxicated, we're just going to go in full paper, like, you know, sober, healthy, adjusted people do, or something. I don't know what they do. But yes, understanding we are now motherly. I'm not sure if that's actually a good thing or not, considering we're a man. But yeah, we're just gonna let our eyes relax and just go with it. I mean, seriously, it is awful whenever your family member's in the hospital and you have to sit there at home alone. It's one of the worst feelings in the world. Take it from me. Hope you never have to go through that. And like I said, this is pretty much all going to be going on with Naoto today, so yep.
Good day.
I'm pretty sure she'll be available for the next few days as well. Yes, I will.
Thank you.
Maybe today we can actually figure out who the Phantom Thief is. We already know it's somebody close to Naoto, but we don't exactly know who yet. It's close enough so that they can get her childhood toys, so that kind of narrows it down quite a bit. Well, I guess it's probably not Grandpa. Well, it could be Grandpa, I suppose. Okay, so he cannot be Grandpa because he's in a different country. Well, that narrows it down even further. Probably best not to worry about things you don't have any influence over. I've learned that before. Jury to not rest or route for fable. -40, -4. The only part of that that even kind of makes sense was the 40 -4 part. At least to me, I don't really understand the jury for fable part of that. Yep, I'm thinking it's subtract 40 and 4. Minus that from the sentence, and what do you have? I don't think the cards have anything to do with it, or it's a math problem.
Huh?
That's my best guess. Subtract 40 from the sentence. Yes, that's what I said. Jury to not rest or route for fable, from where you subtract 40 and 4. And this is why grammar is so important, kids. You could have two completely different things, except where the comma was. There could have only really been one thing it was trying to say. What remains is Junest's table. I think that's right, unless all those years of partying really did in my my logic solving
Let's
skills.
go.
Which I don't think they did yet. But I'm guessing we're going to find another detective's, what she call them? Detective's toys, detective artifacts, whatever. I'm pretty sure we're going to find another one of those if the pattern is going to hold here. A large ballpoint pen. That's quite an undertaking for a child to make. Oh, sorry, detective tools, not artifacts. How in the world did a kid make a pen that can be used as a miniature telescope? I guess you are a genius. I guess I shouldn't underestimate you. This is an important thing to remember, what she just said there. They don't like throwing things away. These are the little things you have to take note of when you're in Persona games. Instead of just simply waiting for your turn to talk, you actually probably should listen. It's about like interacting with real women in the real world. Well, if you're anything like me, which you seem to be, change scares people, so you should not be afraid of being changed. Unless it's a change that you do not want to happen. Then yes, you should be afraid. But this one's not a bad change. Sadly, life is full of changes, and not all of them are good, but having the strength to face those changes and still come out on top, that is the measure of true strength. You know, I was just saying that out of nowhere, and I did not mean for that to come across as deep as it did, but that was actually pretty true. I might have just taught myself something about life right there. I never really thought about that. But yes, yay, level 7. Now, it could be argued that I should have done this stuff before I went into the dungeon, and it would have made a lot of sense to buff her before we go into the dungeon, but I usually try and get dungeons done the first day as soon as I can. I don't know if that's good or not. That's just what I do.
I'll see you again.
My first time through the game, I usually waited and waited until basically the last day. And I don't know if that was good or bad. Can I go to the hospital tonight? No. I never remember when certain days are. I never remember anything. Okay, well, yes, we're going to go fold some more paper today. What did I... Let's see. I was at a 5 and 5, diligence and understanding. Understanding has more uses than diligence, but on the other hand, diligence I could be used to fish for that one thing. But I'm going to make origami crayons. It's always worth it to be a nicer person. As opposed to the simply one use of fishing, which I'll eventually catch that fish, I'm hoping, the guardian at some point. It usually takes me a while to finally catch the darn thing. I guess a persistent boy, since the last time I made it for a girl. I really don't think it matters too much, otherwise that could be construed as sexist if they penalized you for either one. But oh yes, I need to look that up because I forget when you're supposed to fish for that thing. I thought it was on a rainy day. Or night. Rainy night. Guess who?
Senpai.
She seems quite agitated. I wonder actually why.
Thank you.
I guess that would be why, now wouldn't it? Right, well, we might actually get a break in the case. Might actually get a fairly good break and figure out what's going on. Some of us have already put together what's going on, but for those of us that are not very good detectives, which was me my first time through the game, don't feel bad. Those of us have figured out, have either played the game or they're good at figuring out detective novels. I, however, am usually not one of those. What do you have for me today? How do you know he's suspicious? Well, I mean, seriously, what makes a man look suspicious? Wearing a suit? Was he wearing a trench coat? I like to know what your definition of suspicious looking man is. Alright, but do you have any idea where he actually is? But on that note, I do feel kind of sad. This seems like it's kind of coming to an end already.
Huh?
It's been a neat little ride, figuring out this Phantom Thief as opposed to the serious things we've been doing. You know, life and death, Nanako being kidnapped. This just seems like one of those vacation things people keep talking about. So you already know what's stolen, you're just trying to figure out where they are now at this point. You're asking me? Well, I guess you weren't really asking me. I guess I should have noticed. Oh dear, well, I still don't think the man looks very suspicious. He's just wearing a suit, but alright, sure, why not? Oh crap. This escalated quickly.
Senpai!
The prior protect option was a love flag, so again, if you do want to get into a relationship with Naoto, you need to protect her there. I probably should have said that before, but it didn't really flow off the tongue when he was brandishing a knife. Who makes a knife-shaped radio? Are you in the army? I'm sorry for trying to make sure you didn't end up dead. If you'd like, next time I could just, you know, point and yell, stab her, stab her. But I don't think you'd want that either. Something about being a coward or something, but yeah, I don't think that little message was actually intending for me to actually not do this, because it's never stopped me before. So, yeah.
Huh?
I'm already deep in this. I'm already 6 feet under in the ditch. I might as well dig the ditch a little bit deeper. Unfortunately, Naoto is a bit more, well, reserved than the other girls, and I may have made a grave error in confessing. Of course, if you trust me, then you don't think I did. If, however, you think I am as bad with women that I come across as, then you probably do doubt me. It's up to you. Or if you already played the game, you already know. There is a social link where you have to basically go for the opposite than what you think. Is this the one, or is it not? You shall find out. Yeah, that's not a good sign whenever you confess your feelings to somebody and they just kind of avoid the subject. That usually either means they are really shy, or they don't share the same feelings. But if I was a betting man, I would say just because she's very shy and doesn't know how to react. Considering Naoto's never really had a boyfriend. But I'm no hitch. Okay, I'm not exactly gifted in these arts. Not exactly gifted in the art of seduction. Or whatever we're trying to play here, considering we're, what, 15 years old? I don't think we're supposed to be playing the art of seduction at this age. Anyway, yep, going back upstairs again. Because I can't really think of anything else to do here. More cranes? I don't really remember if there's a level 6 understanding check or not. There might be. I don't remember where, though. I'd say that's very, very late game if there is. Might as well go for the cute girl this time. I mean, yeah, it doesn't... Well, apparently you can have your speed up if you actually pick the cute girl, so... I guess it does make some kind of a difference, but the other one at least doesn't penalize you. I guess from now on I'll probably pick the cute girl just so I can speed up production.
Senpai.
Oh, are you planning on actually answering today, or what? Am I gonna be standing out on a limb all night again?
Thank you.
And this, I believe this date, and it is a date at this point, I believe this date is where you have to have paid attention in the previous get-togethers. I'm pretty sure. This is the level 9, isn't it? Or, I don't know, my memory is so awful I can't remember if this is 8 or 9 coming up, but I'm pretty sure this is that date. And my first time, I kind of screwed up royally, because I made the fatal mistake a lot of men do, where I paid attention, but I just didn't remember key things. And it's all coming together.
I apologize.
I don't know why you're apologizing. The whole thing was a very fun side quest, kind of. Oh, I see. To make her stop worrying about needless things, you simply try to bring back a little piece for childhood. In a very irresponsible way, but I commend your... Oh, what's the good intentions? Might as well see what this last challenge has to say. I did what you can't stand to at a place you'd be fond of. But underneath rather than inside. Does anybody remember what Naoto said about those subjects? Hopefully you do. A place you'd be fond of? That is somewhere high up. She likes high places. Notice we're always up here on a hillside. But what does Naoto hate to do? This one should be a bit easier considering it was just about 5 minutes ago. Maybe not even that. What can she not stand to do? Is she cannot stand throwing things away.
Yes.
Yes, actually, I think that was the last time when I confessed my... Or was that the time before? All I know is I'm pretty sure that was this recording session. So it's underneath the trash can on the hill. Right. So what are we still sitting here for? You read my mind. Actually, come to think of it, I'm pretty sure we were in the river valley, weren't we, before? Oops. Never mind, but yes, she does like high places. I always get just two places confused because they both have tables. At least this one makes some kind of sense for a detective to make. You know, a pocketbook. I can kind of see the telescope pen, but yeah, the radio-shaped knife, it just doesn't. I can't see a practical use for that. What are you gonna do? Wave it around at somebody and try to scare them while calling for help? Is that what... I'm trying to think of a situation where that would be useful.
I am a woman and a detective, one who is seeking the truth with you and the others.
I'm sorry, folks, that was a long pause, but during those really emotional social links, I don't like interrupting. I don't want to break the mood. But yes, Naonato has performed one of the hardest deeds anyone can ever realistically do, accept themselves for who they are. I'm not sure if I've ever mastered that one yet. You know, that would seem oddly reminiscent of the first time I ever told a woman that I loved them. I don't know whether I should feel more ashamed at that or more... I don't know. But that... that was a little bit weird, hearing that from the other side. I know. You're shocked that I am not quite the ladies' man that you probably imagined me to be. Oh, sure, I could talk my way into any lady's good graces, but for the actual love part, that's the hard one. That's the hard part of any relationship, true love. I've not grasped that one, and I doubt I will for many more years, but hopefully you yourselves out there have, and I wish you all the luck in your future romantic interests. So thank you guys very much for watching, and thank you, and hopefully I shall see you guys next time. I'm sorry, I got a little confused there, so goodbye everyone.